Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV class and job quests. Last time, well, the intrigue around the Astrologians continued, and whew, man, these things, they just getting crazier and crazier. I like this quest line, I like it a lot. It was kind of a nice change of pace that they basically were able to stretch this out from the 30s all the way to the 60s, which is something that only Heavensward was really able to do, from what I can gather. I don't think Stormblood was able to do that quite as much, but I don't think, have we even seen any of the Stormblood jobs? I don't remember if we did Red Mage or not yet. And I know for a fact we haven't done Samurai, speaking of which, it's getting closer, I promise. We're up to 71. It takes time, my friends. It takes time to level a class, especially when you have to put like over 10 levels into it. But we're not here to talk about Samurai today, no. We're here to finish off the Astrologian questline. Janacard, start us off with East meets West.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Dekumon. Or is it the evening? It's so hard to tell locked up here in the Ethereum day and night. Alright, technically speaking, I can leave at any time of my choosing, but it has some strange force prevents me from stepping forth into the light. But enough of that. You're here to learn what became of your humble companions, while you were off saving the realm again. Well, since Ishgard's quite abrupt change in leadership, the Vault has become somewhat more receptive to the contemporary ideas of Master Rufin. They've even asked our compatriot in disguise to hold for them another symposium on Sharlayan astrology, and this time within the city-state proper, not at some forsaken hamlet. Nothing against the fine citizenry in Falcon's Nest, mind you. In fact, the good Rufin has foreseen your arrival in the stars and awaits you in the observatorium. The look on your face tells me you are less than convinced. Still the skeptic after all we have been through together, eh? Allow me to recreate this morning's reading. In the center of the Dawn Cross we have the spear. To its left, the inverted arrow. To its right, the inverted balance. Beneath we have the inverted spire and the inverted bowl. And finally at the crown is the ewer. Well, do you not see it? It is as plain as the stench of day-old piss in the broom on a balmy summer's eve. Though Peath has settled upon our great land, it will be along the path of coming destruction that friends new and old shall discover the bush that doth bear the fruit of knowledge and hope. And do you think it was you who attuned all 6 heavens? In other words, he who brought peace to Ishgard, that would be you, will walk the road south to the observatorium where, I don't know, you shall read some books with Lady Laviva to discover a new spell for delivering excruciating pain to your enemies and their families. It all sounded more convincing when she explained it to me this morning over that bottle of wine. Oh, was it 2 bottles?
And I saw that nod.
At any rate, I would suggest you make haste. You know how our little protege does not take kindly to those who make her wait. It was good seeing you again, Dekumon, and something tells me you'll be back again soon.
Quite possibly, we shall see. Hey Laviva, how you been, girl? Sorry. I know, you're disguised as a boy right now.
Friend and fellow Astrologian, it is so good to see you again. What has it been? 2? 3? That is to say, it has been far too long.
Yes, it has.
Oh, did Janacard speak to you of my reading? Well, then there is hope for that well-dressed dullard yet. I've learned the key to success is not entrusting him with more than one task at a time, and making certain that task does not require much in the way of thinking, or acting for that matter. As for the reading, I believe it instructs as to our next step in spreading the knowledge of...
Master Rufin, an inter-traveler has arrived at our gate seeking succor.
Oh, an ill omen. With me, Dekumon.
Oh. Well, you clearly don't belong, sir.
Please, I can walk no further. Oh, the stars were kind in guiding you to this place. The Astrologians here have ways of easing one's hurts.
Astrologians? I have no need for prophecy or prognostication.
Oh, I could stay my tongue and allow you to tend to my wounds.
My apologies.
Yes, you could.
May you have a quick recovery, friend. In time you will come to believe the power the stars wield. I suspect this character is going to be a bit more major, so...
Master Rufin, Dekumon's felicitous return inspires me to step out for a breath of fresh air, and behold, already does it appear a new adventure is upon us. And here I was thinking you made the journey south to lend your talents in preparing for the forthcoming symposium.
I need a new voice for you.
Master Rufin. Oh, wait, is it Lady Laviva? If I may, allow me to give you my thanks. and my apologies for earlier. I have a tendency to allow your entitled emotions to get the best of you. Speak before you think. That was amazing. You knew what I was going to say before I even said it. But where are my manners? I am Kyoho of Hingashi, and I have braved storm and sea to learn of your many wonders it is said to be found in this magnificent realm. But you already knew that well, didn't you? No, I did not. Now, if you would excuse me, I must get back to, matters which are important. Important matters? Such as astrological matters? Could you show me? I wouldn't be a burden. I stand in the corner, in the shadows, behind a curtain. While I appreciate the somewhat forced enthusiasm, I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh, I was merely hoping we might be able to share insight into each other's fields. Each other's fields? You wouldn't happen to be a geomancer, would you? A geomancer? So-called masters of wind and water. My grandfather had a tome written on the far eastern art of elemental and directional divination, though much of it seemed little more than folklore. Lady Lefevre, didn't the morning's reading mention friends new and old? What if Dekumon were the friend old, and this peculiar little man the friend new? The spear pointing west, the balance pointing east, the arrow pointing in all directions and none. It might just mean... Kyoko, though it pains me to admit as such, it appears your arrival has been foretold. Perhaps there is much I can learn from you, nay, that we can learn from each other. Ha ha! Oh, but there is! Soon you will learn the push and pull of the elements bring together those who require companionship most. Yes, the elements. We will have to discuss that further at another juncture. For the time being, I am placing you in the care of my first and foremost pupil, Dekumon.
Oh, thanks.
An excellent proposal, or as I believe the Hin can say, Keikaku. I dabbled a bit in the language when I was younger. For the life of me, that ebon-haired emissary would not afford me even a sidelong glance.
And Lech comes out again.
Then might I hazard that there is no finer place to begin unlocking the secrets of the stars than under the bowl near Roots Lake. I shall even lend good Kyoko to the South Shard myself, if Dekumon agrees to do the rest.
Fine.
After you, then. Next you meet Kyoko, you will have opened the first gate and better understand the influence the stars hold over all of us. Safe journeys.
Lucky me, I'm on babysitting duty. Well, this is the place.
There you are. I was beginning to wonder if you hadn't been eaten by the hoverflies on your way over here. But I jest. Shanakwa tells me that you are quite the authority on all things relating to the bowl. So enlighten me, O Honorable Sensei. I am, as you Westerners say, all eyes, or was it ears?
The bull's origin. The bull's blessing. Let's start with the origin. I don't know if the 12 are properly worshipped in Hingashi.
And the Eorzeans believe it is from the tree planted by your gods in the very heavens that all life was born. Fascinating.
Well, is he going to get himself a lovely revelation? He's not an astrologian, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Look to the skies.
So this is your bowl.
Yep, the big old tree.
In the far east, we know the constellation is something different, but know it all the same. I must admit, however, that seeing it under a different sky than my own fills my heart with a sense of both wonderment and now confusion knowing what it represents to your people. What I cannot wrap my head around is that you would truly believe a notion so foolish as that the power of Earth, a word by your own definition means soil, would not come from the land itself, but rather from 6 tiny lights flickering in the night skies.
To be fair, these are simply representations of the heavens.
We students of geomancy believe that such power naturally lies beneath our feet, ever flowing through creation, as blood does through our veins. Yet despite the differences in our thinking, the similarities are encouraging. All trees are born of the earth, and their protection is universal. A most thought-provoking opinion that I am certain Lady Lefevre will be delighted to hear. Though might I suggest you withhold the part about being unable to wrap your head around our foolish notions, unless you enjoy having a steel-toed boot wedged firmly between the bollocks.
Janakar speaking from experience there.
Shall we be going then? By this hour, Lady Laviva would have already made the journey back to the Athenaeum.
Okay. Yep. Let's go. I imagine this is the turn-in. Looks like I was right. That's our turn-in.
My thanks for taking the Hingen off my hands. And not because I think our visitor an annoying little braggart with all the manners of a kobold foundling, which I still do, but because I needed the time to finish my work without distraction. So, tell me, what did I miss?
Not too much.
I see. Perhaps I judged Kyokuko too hastily. I still have my reservations, but I shall afford him the benefit of the doubt, for now. The teachings of geomancy may be grounded in fairy tales and falsehoods, but my grandfather told me that every lie is born of the truth. If I can find the truth within Kyokuko's backwards beliefs, it may provide insight into our own school of thought. I see now that my choice to assign you as his tutor was a wise decision. Might I ask this of you, Dekumon? I promise that once the symposium has ended, I shall assume the duties of Kyokuko's tutelage. I sense good fortune in our stars, my friend. Good fortune indeed.
Well, I'll take what I can get in terms of good fortune. The next quest is available at 63 as is standard for the Stormblood stuff. Ride like the wind.
Oh, Dekumon, I see you received my summons.
No, I've just been standing here.
What? You didn't receive my summons? Oh, drop down that Shanakot to the 7th hell and back. He's going to pay. Forgive me. There shall be sufficient time for the condemnation of his soul after 11th bell tots. For now, I must speak to you of Kyokuho's training. Despite appearances, and attitude, and manners, and courting habits, our traveler from the east has proven quite motivated in his study of our ways. In fact, while you were off doing whatever it is you do,
Saving the world,
he successfully opened the next 4 gates of heaven. Anyway, preparations for the symposium have left me with little time to pick the boy's mind, but I have nevertheless managed to fully grasp the primitive concept of geomancy. In fact, I plan on incorporating several of the ideas as anecdotes into my presentation. It was what my father would have wanted. Oh, now, as to why I've called you here, Kyokuho is very close to attuning to the final heaven, the spear, and I think it only fitting that his instructor be there to accompany him during his finest moment. And because I am obviously too occupied at the moment, I thought perhaps you could join him in my stead.
Fine. Another back nod.
Then it is settled. You shall guide young Kyokuho on his final steps to glory and enlightenment, just as I did you those many moons ago. Follow me outside, Dekumon, and let us bring our friend the good tidings together.
Alright. I think he's more interested in actually following you. Where is he? I don't see him out here. You'd think he'd be here waiting.
That's odd. I could have sworn he was here but a moment ago. Florier, have you seen Kyokuho? Florier, are you even listening to me?
Is she frozen or something?
If it's our Hingen Noviate you seek, he hurried out the Athenaeum's side entrance not 5 heartbeats past. He was quite animated, even more than usual. A veritable one-man's murmurs tragedy, all full of jumping and flailing and pumping of fists. Oh, what could have unsettled the boy so? I suppose it might have been that letter that I handed him. It was delivered just this morning. Kyokuho skimmed over it quickly, asked me several cursory questions about the heaven of ice, to which I gave several cursory answers, and then was gone. You did not try to stop him? Why would I? He was leaving. If my intuition is correct, and it usually is, something in that missive has led Kyokuho to believe he does not have much time left in Eorzea, and so he set out for the Steel Vigil that he might open the final gate and complete his training before he departs our realm. Dekumon, it looks as if our plan is already set in motion. To the Central Highlands!
Oh, joy. Is his government causing as much trouble as the Sharlians were? Oh dear. He's in trouble. What's going on, buddy? Oh, just some straight dragons at all. No problem. See? That's the power of Astrologians, sir. Does your geomancy afford you that much ability? Probably. Also, should probably put my chocobo away. I had him out for earlier when I was trying to get my freaking samurai up to 70. I was literally like 1 or 2 fates off, so I was like, fine, fate grind.
Come on, this is the 2nd time you have saved me from my folly. Well, technically speaking, it is the 1st. You were merely standing around as Lady Laviva healed my wounds last time. Right, I'll stop there. I know it makes little sense to leave without saying anything, despite the fact you, Lady Laviva, and Shanakard all were but mere yawns from where I stood. but some stories are already told. And who are we to struggle against the ebb and flow that carry us ever towards our fates? Ah, right. That was a poor excuse. The truth is, I've been summoned back to my homeland and was too ashamed to face those who had showed me so much support. And so I thought to come here, open the gate to the final heaven, and then take the next trading galley out of Uldar before any of you realized I was gone. As you can see, things did not unfold as planned. But since you are here, perhaps we can have one last lesson, for old time's sake?
The spear's origins. Let's talk about the spear's blessings this time.
I see. Both power and compassion. The yin to the other's yang. It is as if the more I learn of your stars, the less I know.
I don't know if we're gonna get a good enough view here if you're standing inside the vigil. If we go outside.
To think this may be the last I ever see of your heavens.
Well, get a good long look then, my friend. There she is.
I'm beginning to understand why your people treasure them so. And with the opening of the 6th, I have prepared my mind and soul for the 7th, the final gate that leads to true dominion over the elements. Or so Lady Leviva insists.
7th. I don't remember there being a 7th.
Our conversations have been eye-opening, to say the least. She theorizes that our two schools may actually be one and the same. Whereas astrologians look to the stars above to read their fates, we geomancers look to the star below and listen to its songs and draw our answers from its whispers. While I am certain my masters back in Hingashi would cringe upon hearing that a Westerner of not 20 summers believes she has grasped 1,000 generations of teaching, I'm more than willing to indulge her eccentricities now that I know she means no ill will. I only wish that we would have had more time to possibly see if there was some way that we could have combined our knowledge to create something new. Something the world has never before seen. And with that, I bid you, Lady Leviva, Quimperin, Moongiel, Soft-Skinned Fleurier, Sweet-Lipped...
Oh my god, he's a lecture too!
That tall chap on the second floor is mumbling about some star's magnitude. Even Janaquad, the fondest of farewells. I have a long journey ahead of me, and if I do not leave now, I fear I will never be able to.
Aw, see you around then. Well, I guess that quest line's already over. That was short. Good night, everybody. I'm waiting for the... No reveal of anything. Interesting that this isn't the turn-in. Huh.
You're back, but I don't see Kyokuho. Is he out fawning over Fleurier again?
No, he actually went back to Kurane.
Back to Hingashi? I cannot say this was unexpected. The Dick of 60 told me as much this morning. Well, that and I asked Shanakard what was written in the letter. What? You thought him above reading another's correspondence? Oh, you give him far too much credit when none is due. Kyokuho is not a child. He knew what coming to Eorzea would entail, and he knew that he would one day need to return to his homeland. And while we may not have always agreed, or I almost never agreed, I did come to respect the man and his, steely resolve. Allow him his space. If the stars deem it fitting, then he will be back. Or perhaps next will be our turn for a journey over storm and sea.
See, that's more likely. Ah, there's our turn-in.
He's gone? And without saying goodbye? I cannot believe it. I will not believe it. Oh, what I would not give to have but one last moment with my brother, my soulmate, my letter in arms, my... Oh, Lady Leviva told you I read his letter? Oh, well then. Yes, it will pain me to tell the other Novites that Kyokuho has returned to his native lands, far away on the other side of the world. I may even need to personally comfort those most stricken with grief by his sudden and tragic departure.
Letter in arms indeed.
Oh, but truth be told, I am going to miss having the Hingan around. He certainly did liven the place up. Godspeed, Kyokuko. May your return journey leave you miserable and wet, but see you safely home.
Ah, he does care.
All right, next up, come rain or shine. While your visit fills my heart with joy, Dekumon, I cannot bring myself to smile knowing that the Lady Leviva is troubled so. Though she should be spending these final days before the symposium placing the final touches on her address to the vault, she instead spends her time wandering about the pillars in a daze, mumbling to herself about earth, wind, and water. I fear that Kyokoko's departure has left a gap in Lady Laviva's heart that she knows not how to fill. I have tried at length to set her mind at ease, but one need not be a reader of stars to guess how well that ended. Perhaps if you spoke with her, she would finally listen to reason. Meanwhile, I need to go nurse several bruises.
Yeah, I bet you do, buddy. I bet you do.
The heck you doing out here at the vigil? Dekumon, to what do I owe the honor? No, let me guess. Our good friend Shadaquad asked you to talk some sense into poor addle-pated Laviva.
Yeah, pretty much.
And oh goody, today I have the privilege of being lectured by both of you. Why, Lady Laviva and Dekumon, imagine finding you two out here this fair evening. Oh, enough with the theatrics, Jane. I know you play here, and as I have told you time and again, I have not forgotten my duty to the Athenaeum or my obligations to the Symposium. I simply need time to think. Alone. To which I keep replying, why think alone when you have one of the greatest minds in the realm at your disposal? And Dekumon. The greatest minds, eh? Then, riddle me this. Why are the results of my reading from that day both Dekumon and Kyokoko arrived still weighing on my mind? Why does it feel as if I am missing, or rather misinterpreting, some devilishly important detail? Oh, peace comes, friends are made, dangerous paths are trodden, knowledge is gained. Did that not already occur? Kyokoko and Dekumon both arrive as the Dragonsaw War ends. Dekumon saves Kyokoko from death at the Steel Vigil, and knowledge of geomancy is shared with the Athenaeum. Oh, yes, but what if the coming destruction told by the inverted spire was not the incident at the Citadel, but something else, something far more grave? That would mean the prophecy's fruit of knowledge and hope was not Kyokoko's stories of his art, but something different. Something we will only see by continuing on this perilous path. But is it truly the path that is disastrous, or a decision to pursue it?
At the end of the path of disaster is hope. To seek hope would be disastrous. The big promotion is just around the corner? Nah. I like this one. You know, brave the darkness to reach the light.
Exactly what I was thinking. Only through the avoidance of some unforeseen peril will hope and knowledge be acquired. And I believe the disaster in question has something to do with Kyokoko's return home, if not the return itself. It could also mean that our friend is in danger. Ah, I see where you're going with this. And while I loved our red-robed ruckus rouser as much as anyone, except Fleury perhaps, a journey at this time would mean the cancellation of our symposium, and without any chance of the Holy See ever taking us seriously. And now you can see why I've been up here all day and night, biting my nails to the quick. I apologize. A lack of sleep can work ill on one's humerus, but I think your intervention here today may have provided me a solution to our predicament. Dekumon, you go. A solution that I am now kicking myself for not having come to earlier. A solution I myself proposed not days ago when deciding how I might attend Kyokoko's opening of the Sixth Heaven. Dekumon will travel to Hingashi in my place. And the reading did only mention friends old and friends new. I recall nothing in there about silver-haired astrologians from Garlean. But how do you propose Dekumon find our charge? The Far East is a big place. Perhaps we could write a letter? Yes, and address it to Kyokoko Hingashi. No, you dullard! We have something far better. We have the stars, and our undying faith that they will guide us to that which we seek. Or Dekumon could just start searching Kugane, the port city from which Kyokoko claimed he came, focusing on locations which serve as exceptional venues for stargazing, a pastime our friend warmed to during his stay with us. Oh, Dekumon could... No, wait, that's actually a decent proposal, and it came from you of all people. Dekumon, you have your quest. May the stars guide you true. Oh, and I would expect reports, many reports. Sean, let us return to prepare... Oh, all right. Maybe after a few bells rest first.
You take it easy. I'll go find our wayward geomancer. Wandering around Kugane again. Haven't done this in a little while.
Kugane is packed like a warehouse of multi-storied hostels and tea houses, so the cobblers will never afford a man that these few the star of the skies. No, if you want to see the heavens in all their glory, you must needs make your way up. Take this bridge behind me. There atop the mighty span the stars await. She faces directly west of Kugane Castle, out towards the Ruby Tide and all that beyond. It is at a location was determined by a great geomancer, who told the first book you're placing it there would ensure the city's prosperity for generations to come.
Oh. Feng Shui. Lovely.
While I wish to walk under the stars, I go with my promise to the Tasogari Bridge spanning yon pier. The melting of crimson into indigo is a sight you will not soon forget.
Just interesting considering it's almost sunrise right now in the game.
If it is the stars you seek, then you need only look up.
But if it's a fool you seek,
One who calls himself a master of wind and water when is in fact nothing more than a cheat, a liar, and a disgrace to our noble profession, then perhaps you might find the rat where all rats hide, near the piers.
Oh. Why do I get the feeling that our buddy has himself a reputation? Well, this is the perfect spot to look at the sunrise, or the prima vista hanging overhead, but I don't see no little geomancer. So where is he hiding?
I see someone has taken my spot. I may just have to slit his throat and toss his body to the tide. I'm pulling your arm, Dekumon. What was it here? You Westerners have such odd sayings. What brings you so far from home?
Looking for you, in all honesty.
A path fraught with disaster, misfortune, impending doom? Yes, well, the situation may not be as encouraging as my jovial demeanor suggests. It all began several decades ago when the Bakufu decided they were opening the port to foreign trade vessels. To accommodate the influx of ships, a section of ancient coastline forest was cleared. However, doing so angered the entity who has guarded the wood for countless generations, a golden fox named Kinko. A great battle ensued, but claws and fangs were no match for cold steel. Kinko was slain, and the new port completed. The fox's spirit, however, remained, spoiling our milk, withering our crops, causing storms that dashed ship after ship against our rocky cliffs. In desperation, the Bakufu turned to the land's most powerful geomancer, my great-grandfather Kazan. Kazan used the power of the sea, the skies, and the land to soothe the spirit long enough that he could erect an invisible barrier that not only protected the city, but ensured that it would prosper. At once, the fortunes of Kugone's citizenry turned. My great-grandfather was hailed as a hero, and geomancy as the savior of our nation. Within a matter of moons, the streets were lined with the stalls and tents of would-be seers, the people practically throwing coin at them for their advice and blessings. These pretenders, these charlatans, were not interested in the sacred rites passed down to my great-grandfather from his great-grandfather and his great-grandfather before him. They were not interested in maintaining the barrier that preserves Kugone's luster and drove back the powers that would see it fall. No, they were more interested in lining their pockets. And now the bonds that hold the barrier in place are about to break, and there is none left with the knowledge to mend them. The knowledge that died with the passing of my grandfather. And so, I set out to convince the geomancers of Kugone that only united would we discover the means to save our fair city. That only united would we stave off the darkness and bring lasting prosperity to one and all. That only united would my great-grandfather's legacy live on. Needless to say, I was laughed out of Kugone. Alas, I failed. Branded a deceiver by those very men and women who had grown fat on deceit. Unable to mend the bonds myself, nor rouse my peers to action, I stood on this very bridge and thought on an answer. And then I saw it in the setting sun. My answer lay in the west. And so, I packed my bags and headed to Eorzea, in search of something, anything, that might help me save Kugone. I believed that something, astrology, but before I could be certain, I was summoned home. This part you already know. Since then, I have been coming here every night, hoping the stars might provide me with another revelation, but they remain silent. Dekumon, the heavens speak through you. Tell me, what do they say?
Twinkle, twinkle, little bitch, your time has come. Use geomancy to mend the barrier. Use astrology to restore the barrier. Solve your own damn problems. Oh, man. You know what? Let's be an ass.
Spare me your Western. Western! Wait, if there was one thing that I learned while in Ishgard, it was that Western astrology is in many ways a complement to Eastern geomancy. Used together, they just might work. After all, you need only use your aspected benefit and you can mend any injury. Is that not so? No, really, I'm genuinely asking. The lesson explaining the finer details of the star's power and how to harness it was conveniently scheduled for the day after I returned home. But you know it all. Tell me you can help repair the barrier.
Sure, why not?
Ha! I did it, great-grandfather! I found a way to make things right! Now then, we've no time to lose. My great-grandfather created his barrier by anchoring the energies of wind, water, and earth to 4 shrines located at the north, east, south, and west ends of the city. It is there the bonds must be repaired. We shall begin with the nearby westerly shrine on the short pier.
Okay. Something tells me this isn't gonna work as well as he thinks it is, but hey. Oh, lovely. It's a duty calls, no less.
This is one of the shrines of which I spoke. It may not look like much, but if it were to be destroyed, the entire city would be overrun with large testicled raccoon dogs and flying rainbow cats. Or possibly just angry spirits.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. If you had led with that, I might have broken the shrine myself just to see it happen.
Oh, my plan is simple. If I am correct, aspected benefit will intertwine with the barrier's geomantic energies, bending it as easily as it does flesh. We shall wait until nightfall to perform the rite, for the last thing we need is a drunken Ronin breaking your concentration. Or your face.
Alright. No, I won't. Oh, okay. You want me to actually go interact with it. I thought I had to cast Aspected Benefit on it. Use Aspected Benefit on the weakened bond. There we go. Is that it? Is it good? How many more does it need? How many? I can do this all day. There we go. Test the barrier strength at the Southly Shrine. Okay. Where we go next? Just following the markers that say you can't go this way. Don't see any bad guys up there. I don't see a shrine either. Oh, okay, up. The play is up. Ah, there's the next one. This is an interesting duty calls. I don't know why I was even made a duty calls. Okay. I couldn't actually do anything with it until he showed up and talked. Oh, hello! We've got friends! There we are. There we are. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it. You know what? I'll hit me too, just to be safe. There we are. It's done. That's half. Are we gonna really solve this all in one big duty call? Oh, shit. Houston, we have a problem. Looks like we've got friends. I'm gonna have to deal with as many of these as I can. Luckily, they don't seem to have a real problem. Seriously, they're going down in 2 hits. Come on, Kyoko, keep up. Should just exterminate them all. Exterminate all the spirits. This is terribly easy. There's people out. I don't even notice the spirits just hanging around. Alright. I guess up we go. There's more damn spirits up here. Come on, Kyoko, keep up. I fact that I can pull these guys one at a time is really easy. Almost too easy, in all honesty. Alright, there's our next shrine. Good. Oh, we are not good. Hang on, got the big guns coming out. Oh, I hit light speed by mistake. That's alright. There we are. Dude, I don't think anything else is coming, but sure. Alright, it's sealed. You expect the most resistance in the north, really? I'm not expecting any real resistance. None of these fights have been all that difficult. Not that way, eh? Alright, yep, seeing bad guys, that means we're going the right way. Oh, that was a crit. Or... really could send these guys to me in groups of 2 and I'd be perfectly fine. Or, you know, Kyokuko could help. By the time he actually gets around to casting something, they're already dead. Oh, I can see the shrine. Just gotta get to these last couple fleeting spirits. Those are long duty calls, just having me traipse all around Kugane. You know what? I'm gonna preset this. Because I suspect there'll be some monsters coming up. Yep, I knew it. A nice big one, too. That's alright. I prepared this in advance. Boom. You ain't that tough. There we go. That should do it. But what the heck am I doing for the last couple Stormblood quests? Come on, man, finish up. Get up. There you go. Well, that was it. Okay, duty complete. Simple enough. I was honestly expecting a bit more of a challenge there. A fine display, fine indeed. Though if it was I might have used gravity instead of malefic when the foul creature... Ah, right. I'll just be staying that tongue of mine again. Hey dude, gravity's for groups, not singles. Kyokuko, I was told there were spirits in the street! And you arrived just as they are vanquished. How fortunate. Yes, Master Murakumo, the bonds are mended, made whole with Western magics, and a little shoulder grease. Or was it knuckle grease? Come on, a little help here. It's elbow grease. Western magics? Then this aged lord is... none other. And wait until you see the reinforced bonds. The energies twist together with ours like sun and moon, like darkness and light. They are as one, master. Ah, then I was right to summon you home. Pardon my intrusion, traveler. I am Murakumo, second pupil of the great Kazan, and instructor to young Kyokuko. But with Kugane saved, I can now return to Ishgard to complete my training as an Astrologian. Huzzah! Absolutely not! While you have mended the weakened bonds for now, their ephemerality remains. Unless you expect your friend here to remain in Kugane for the remainder of his life, we will need to find a more permanent solution.
In other words, the bonds must be laid anew. But you know as well as I, the secret to laying those bonds died with my grandfather. Not a day goes by that I do not suffer the burden of my ineptitude. Had I shown promise in the art as your grandfather did, perhaps Kazan would have entrusted me with the knowledge as well. But he did not, and now they are both gone. We can lament that which we cannot change, or we can put aside our past failures and seek the path which leads us forward. My master is right. Perhaps there is something in my grandfather's tomes, or perhaps I may still find a way to win over the other geomancers to our cause. There is always hope, is there not? Oh, if anything, you've given us time to search for an answer, and for that I am grateful. The city would be as well, if they knew you had saved them from an army of angry wraiths looking to devour their souls and defecate their bones straight to the darkest of hells.
Damn, man. Such vivid imagery you paint.
In his haste to find a difficult answer, he looks past the simple one right before his eyes. It may take Kyokoko time to realize it, but you are the hope in which we seek. In time you will come to see that as well.
Well, I'd probably be here for Stormblood anyway. I saw that nod. Might as well hang around. There you two are. What are you doing hanging around on this side of town, huh?
So, I guess this is farewell. Unless that is you're staying.
I'm staying.
You're staying? He's staying! Master, he's staying! What changed your mind? No, don't tell me. Knowing that you will be here with me and Master Murakumo is enough. I was beginning to worry what I would do the next time the city was invaded by Kinko's minions. The Master can barely make his way out of the privy each morning, let alone battle bloodlusting specters. Now that you mention it, this all reminds me of that reading Lady Leviva conducted the morning I arrived at the observatory. Something about friendly paths lined with dangerous fruit, bushes winding their way to hope. Could the stars truly have predicted all this? If so, I'm impressed. I will need to think more on the issue. Until then, might I suggest you continue the refinement of your art here in scenic Kingashi? You will find our beast just as formidable as yours in the West, if not doubly so.
Well, I wouldn't say doubly so, but they do provide a decent challenge every now and then. Next up, behind door number 2.
I have some good news and some bad news, Dekumon. The bad news is, a 37th reading in my great-grandfather's tomes failed to reveal anything about the bonds that the previous 36 readings had not. The good news, if you can call it that, is that we did discover where Grandmaster Kazan conducted his training when he was a youth. Well, how does this help us? A good question. I'm still not completely certain myself, but it is more than we had the last time you were here, and an ounce of hope is better than none at all, so what do you say, friend? Are you up for a journey across the Ruby Sea?
Sure.
Ha! I knew you couldn't turn me down. Still, the road ahead won't be easy. Yangsha is large, and the scars of war run deep along the Genshui chain. It may be that which we have helped has already been claimed by Flame. We'll have to place faith in our fortunes and hope they guide us true. I have decided we should begin our search in Namai for the reason that, well, there is no reason, but you have to start somewhere, eh? I shall meet you there. Safe journeys, Dekumon.
Yeah. Tongue-tying myself. Whew. Namai, I can do that. There you are, buddy.
The air is heavy with mist, and these shacks probably let in more rain than they keep out. Something like a tome wouldn't survive a single moon here, let alone the decades since my great-grandfather's training. Still, a few words with the village elders provided an interesting bit of information. Though it required some coaxing, several were able to recall memories of robed seers who resided in a nearby temple, a temple that was in use right up until the Garlean invasion and the subsequent banning of all religion. The building, called the Swallow's Compass, was since abandoned, still remains in good repair. But listen to this. The locals avoided for fear of disturbing the spirits which they believed the geomancers communed. Do you know what this means? There could still be something left inside. Come.
Swallow's Compass. That's a dungeon, isn't it? I'm almost certain that's one of the dungeons. I was right. There's a dungeon marker right there on the mini-map.
At the Swallow's Compass, built during the rule of the first Doman King, I took the liberty to explore the grounds before you arrived and discovered this door. I know. It pales in comparison to that impressive gate behind us, compelling any normal thief or bandit to dismiss it outright. But then why erect a geomantic field to protect it? I sense the flow of powerful energies here. Whatever lies behind this door, the geomancers wanted to keep it safe. In fact, there may even be traps, which is why only I should attempt a crossing of the threshold. I mean, who knows what terrible guardians have been summoned to protect the temple?
Are you ready? Yes. Oh, hi. Excuse me, sir? He's just gonna sit there and poke the door while I sit here and poke the beam. The tornado, it does nothing. That was easy enough.
Well, I guess now we know what terrible guardians were summoned to protect the temple. You'll also be happy to know I was able to temporarily nullify the barrier, granting access into the chamber beyond. As there may be more traps, I ask that you wait out here to deal with them for me. Just kidding. I've already checked. There are no more traps. Probably. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe you should go first.
Not a chance, my friend.
Fortune is with us, Dekumon. The scrolls were intact, the barrier having protected them from both the elements and thieves. It took some searching, but I believe I was able to locate several that touch upon the laying of geomantic bonds. At least I think I was able to. The script on these scrolls is old and faded, not to mention written in a hand far beyond my comprehension. Luckily, Master Murakumo was almost as ancient as the tomes, and he should have little difficulty pricing out these secrets. A decanter or 6 of hot sake, and he'll warm to the task. I'll see you back at the Shikoze Hostelry, Dekumon. I'll even save you a cup.
I'll pass. That's not good music.
Kyokoko, the Westerner has joined us. Might I suggest you do the same? Oh, my apologies, Dekumon. You may want to sit down for this, or not. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters, does it? The scrolls. They contain knowledge of the complete ritual. In fact, it was in the very first one. Just our luck, right? Wind, water, earth. Creation of the bonds calls for the energies of all three. Though this much even a first-year novice of geomancy could tell you. No, what gave us pause was the mention of a fourth energy. An energy to render the seal permanent. Kyokoko. Life! Don't you see, Dekumon? They spilled living blood to complete the ritual. They damned our soul to an eternity without peace, so that their magics would not fade. I now understand why Grandmaster Kazan left no notes on the rites. He did not wish this knowledge to fall into the wrong hands. And because he never performed the rites himself, the bonds anchoring the barrier around Kugane were never completed. And that is why they require constant attention. No blood was spilled to make them everlasting. My great-grandfather would not sacrifice even a single life to achieve his ends, and neither will I. That's enough, Kyokoko. There will be time to think on this with the morrow. Return to Kogane Dori and see if you can find some solace in sleep.
Yeah, man, go sleep this off. Shit. Blood sacrifice.
Here's the spot. I failed, just as did my great-grandfather, and my grandfather after him. We all knew the one means of creating a flawless barrier, and none of us could bring ourselves to do it. And lo, the bonds we fortified but several nights past. Already they had begun to loosen and fray again. They were weak for overlong, allowing Kinko to regain her strength, to mend her wounds, to feed her anger. And now there is naught we can do but watch as she gathers her minions for a final assault on the land that she once ruled. Kogane does not stand a chance. Now would be a good time for us to stumble across that hope Lady Leviva's reading promised would be at the end of this road of destruction.
Well, I think that's my job. You know? Screw the seals, let's just take out Kinko herself. Foxfire.
Dekumon, thank the stars you are finally here. It's been almost 4 bells since Master Murakumo left on his daily inspection of the bonds. He most likely just stopped to warm his belly along the way, but I can't help wondering if it's something worse. Will you help me search for the old man? We can start at the closest shrine in Rakushi Gardens.
Oh, don't tell me. He did it himself. Well, this is the spot. But instead of seeing the old man, I see the charlatans from earlier. That's concerning.
Ben, any sign of him?
No.
Where could he be? You don't suppose he tried anything foolish, do you? With the bonds as weak as they are, any manner of disturbance could rouse the Golden Fox. And the Master is no longer of an age to defend himself. But defend himself against what? A maid could walk the streets naked and unattended carrying a gold-filled sack and not have so much as a finger laid upon her. Or are you spreading more lies about angry spirits to sow fear that you might offer your protection in exchange for a Bogyo's ransom? I've done no such thing. I've merely bid my fellow geomancers aid the city in its time of need. Not once have I asked compensation for what I seek. If anything, it's you who seek to prey on the citizens' ignorance. Huh.
So says the talentless hack who waves his great-grandfather's name around like he does his member. Your lies are growing stale, Kyokoko. Continue spouting them, and not only do you sully our craft with the very legacy of Grandmaster Kazan. What would he say to this nonsense? He'd say sacrifice Udoku.
Are you even listening to me? Why does no one listen to me? All I desire to do is to mend my great father's magics and save Kugane. I do not seek coin. I do not seek fame. Why is it that so hard for you to grasp? Wasting our time here. Dekumon, let us continue the search for Master Murakumo at the Westerly Shrine.
I'm just waiting. We're gonna find him, like, dead in a ditch because he tried to bleed himself out. Yep, I knew it. I knew he was gonna be in trouble. Darn fool.
Master Murakumo, are you hurt?
The bond was nearly undone. I tried to, but Kinko. She's here. She's already through. We need to perform the blood ritual. It's the only way. No, the other way is me killing Kinko.
No, I already told you. My great-grandfather spurned the spilling of innocent blood to complete the seal, and so have I. Besides, even if we were to conduct the ritual, there's no one to sacrifice.
Then I shall be the sacrifice, Kyokoko. For the many years since your grandfather passed, my sole purpose has been to find a means to mend Kazan's barrier. It would be the greatest honor knowing that with my death, I might not only save the city, but be granted the opportunity to watch over it for eternity.
No, I can't let you die, Master.
Listen to what you are saying, Kyokoko. You cannot let me die. I want to do this. It is my decision to make and mine alone. Let not this selfishness in your heart distract you from what needs to be done.
You're wrong, Master. There must be another way. There is always another way. There is always hope. Right, Dekumon, tell me, how do we save Kugane?
It's simple. Use astrology. It's simple. Sacrifice Master. Yeah, no, simple. Take out Kinko.
Oh, stop focusing on the bonds and look to the fox. What do you mean, Dekumon? What he means?
Leviva, what are you doing here?
I'll tell you exactly what he means. Lady Leviva, why did Lady Leviva? Your powers of observation never cease to amaze me, Kyokoko. It is me, in the flesh, fresh off a galley put into port this very morn. The symposium was a rousing success, by the way. The Vault quick to realize the benefits my school's wisdom could bring when applied to the rebuilding of Ishgard. It was even decided that several new courses in Garlean astrology were to be taught at the Scholasticates starting next term. And so, with my father's dream fulfilled, I was finally free to pursue whatever I wished. And I wished to learn more of geomancy. So here I am, and not a moment too soon by the looks of it. In the few bells I spent exploring the city for leads as to your whereabouts, I learned much and more about our pretender and his nigh advocacy, so I began testing the bonds of this barrier myself. It did not take long to realize that it was Kyokoko who was speaking verily, and its detractors the true pretenders.
Ah, good.
So, you'll help us mend the bonds?
Mm-hmm.
But how? Dekumon and I have already tried using energies drawn from the heavens, and that only worked to delay the inevitable. The Guardian Spirit's strength has grown so great that the only thing that might hold her now is a new barrier anchored with bonds of lifeblood, but this I cannot allow. Oh, as always, Kyokoko, your hasty charge into a difficult answer blinds you from the simple solution. You were right to harness the power of Aspect to Benefic, but you failed to grasp its true potential to bring succor. For so long you were focused on mending your great-grandfather's bonds, when you should have focused on Kinko herself. If her wrath can be quelled, then a barrier will no longer be needed. So, you're saying that if we use the power of the stars to soothe Kinko's wounded heart, we may convince her to stay her attack. Giving you time to relay your great-grandfather's bloodless bonds, but it will only work if Kinko is weak, and the manifestations of her soul's scars cleansed. Right, so we'll only need to... Wait. Won't attacking Kinko and her spiritual minions simply anger her even more?
Before something can be healed, it must first be hurt. It is a sound plan, Kyokoko. And if it turns out you still require a sacrifice, I'm more than willing.
Oh, there will be no sacrificing tonight, tomorrow, or ever. The stars have foretold our victory and will provide us the strength we need to see our enemy overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is what I like to hear. Follow me then to Kugane Castle. The spirits are certain to be drawn there.
Well, to no one's surprise, this is a duty calls. I mean, really? Did you expect this to end any other way than us punching Kinko out? I gotta say though, my throat's killing me. Well, is she gonna show up or not? Oh, there we are. Hey, dumbasses, hey, look. The fairy hells have opened. Who will save us? Hark! I think that's our cue! Ah, yeah, we've seen this Fox model plenty of times. Alright, let's go deal with Kinko.
Tim Gonto, you just walked up these steps to a final showdown at Kogone Castle, and now I have to walk all the way back down to the Right, mouth shut. Kinko will seek to draw our attention away from her by sowing chaos in the streets. Gyokoko, you focus your energies on the Fox. Dekumon, you make swift work of her angry supplicants. I shall provide you both with support from the rear.
Okay. Should be simple enough. Defeat the spirits before they can harm the citizenry. Oh my goodness. Wait, do I have to save a Doku? I really don't want to. Wow, they didn't last long. Hang on. One gravitas coming up. Oh wow, you're still alive, sir. There. Hang on, I got another one coming. And a free heal for you, sir, just to be on the safe side. Where is Kinko? Hello. Oh, hi. There she is. Weaken Kinko Kugane. Well, I suppose we can do what we do best, which is just blast her. And she effed off. I blew my entire wad on cards and she effed off. Alright, last one. Must find the demon fox. Where did you go? Oh, hi. I didn't see you there, sorry. Don't mind me, I'll just light speed. So I can instant cast. Here she is. Woo! She got salty there. Hang on, I gotta heal these up. I like this. Healing the boss's little balls is cute. Is that it? No? Okay, that one's healed up. Oh, jeez. Hang on, getting a little hairy over here. Okay, now for the gravitas. Gravitas. Hearts for me. Big ol' heal bomb. Give him some heals because he really needs them. God dang, Kinko. Chill for 5 minutes. That should do it. There's more of these damn things, huh? More. Heal more. There we are. There. We have subdued the fox.
Kinko is calmed. Now lay the bonds and complete your great-grandfather's ritual.
Hey look, it's the charlatans.
May the rivers of heaven and earth, wind and water, flow together as one. May the currents cleanse this land of its impurities and see it ever guarded.
Angry fox spirit, take a nap. There we go. Maybe now should we chill for the next few hundred years.
May the wrath that once held rule be carried to the seas where it be forgotten for eternity. It is done. Together we have saved Kugane, and with it torn down the walls that separated our two schools. This will be a day long remembered, the day a new hope was born.
Look at them dancing in the streets in the background. Hey, we did it. Oh, is this gonna be her constellation? No, nope, just a fade out. Well, that was fun.
I don't know how to begin to thank you, both of you. Normally, I would say that this uncharacteristic display of humility is more than enough thanks, but I still require one thing in return for my assistance. A promise that this is not the end.
You're right, we still have one more quest to do.
Oh, of course it's not the end. This is just the beginning. A new beginning for both geomancy and astrology. There's so much to be done. First, we need to write down all that happened here today. Then I need to...
Shanaquard? What the heck are you doing here, man?
So this is Kugane, eh? Not bad. Shanaquard? What in the 7/7's name are you doing here? I explicitly stated in my letter that you were not to follow me. Oh, Lady Leviva, I am disappointed. You of all people should know that had you wanted me to stay put, you should have rather demanded that I come. Yes, whatever was I thinking?
Everybody gets a good chuckle at that one. May I say that I am honored to have before me the foremost authorities on astrology. Your display last night taught me that there is still much I must learn about my own school. Something I would not have been able to do had I allowed myself to be sacrificed. Oh, great, you again.
Kyoko, I wanted to I can't get it out. To apologize. There, I said it. I still despise you in that smirk of yours, but I can see I was mistaken about your being a pretender. You have talent, almost as much as I do. You will make a worthy rival.
Ha! Coming from you, Adoku, I'll take that as a compliment. Lady Leviva, under any other circumstances, I would be on a barge heading back to Eorzea this very evening to complete my training as an astrologian. But there is something I need to do first. Just as you fought to educate Ishgard of your school, I must do the same here in Kugane with mine. A geomancy unfaithful to the teachings of the masters has poisoned this city for far too long. A wise decision, one that was surely not easy for you to make. Take as much time as you need, Kyokoko. See the ship righted. See truth prevail. The stars will guide you back to us when the hour is right. Oh, don't you worry, Lady Lviva. Give me a few summers and I'll have an entire army of geomancers trained by yours truly lining up at your desk. Please don't. An entire army of Kyokokos?
What? Is that a problem? Now she's thinking I've created a monster. And my character is agreeing. This concludes the Astrologian quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Alright. Let's go head back to Ishgard to get the last quest. Alright, one final quest, sir. Love Astrologically. Oh my god. That banner.
Dekumon, you always seem to know the precise moment at which your services are required. Such is the mark of an accomplished astrologian, if I do say so myself. Which would of course imply you are already aware of what I would ask of you. Yet I shall indulge you with my request nonetheless. It is Master Rufin. Following our return from Kogane, she has been distant. Well, more distant than usual. And I have to give one pause at least. I thought I might ascertain the source of her worriment with a deck of 60, but was presented the usual slumgullion of various portents and portentous vagaries. By the time I unwrapped my throbbing head from the spread, all I could discern was something about a dark wind blowing from the east. I suppose this could imply any number of things. Ill tidings from my allies in Doma, a rainstorm brewing over the Black Shroud, a fire that fine pasturing near the Ark of the Venerable. Why, I suppose even you could be the dark wind. No, right. Let us simply say, I am worried about our companion, but I am at a loss as to how I might help her. Lviva has been spending much of her days up at the last vigil, staring blankly out over the sea of clouds. I've attempted speaking with her, but the lady is about as receptive to my concerns as one might expect. Perhaps, though, she would prove more forthcoming with her star pupil.
Well, it's worth a shot. Alright, Lviva, what's on your mind, girl?
Will never work, and I was a fool to think.
Come on.
Oh, Dekumon. Just the man I wanted to see. Might you remember our good friend? Might you remember Kyokoko? Lanky fellow, disheveled hair, somewhat capable in the geomantic arts. Well, it appears his travels will be bringing him once again to Ishgard. Seeing as he has provided me with a wealth of valuable insight into his discipline, the least I could do would be to greet him upon his arrival. Unfortunately, I must see to some unfinished affairs near the architects. Would it be too much to ask for you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza in my stead? I shall catch up with both of you later at the Athenum Astrologicum.
Okay. He still looks the same.
Dekumon, imagine us meeting here. Could it be fate?
I jest, of course. No, I was just sent here to pick you up.
Oh, slow down, friend. I've only just arrived in Ishgard and already you're recruiting me to some urgent cause. You Westlanders certainly don't waste your time. I intended this to be but a short visit to discuss how matters have progressed since you vanquished Kinko and aided me in restoring my grandfather's wards. However, I suppose all that can wait. To the Athenum, then?
To the Athenum, then. There you are.
It is good to see you again too, Janakard. Dekumon tells me that all is well with Lady Lviva.
So I see someone has wasted little time in informing every rat in the broom of matters that I thought it obvious were of a more personal nature.
Oh, save the drama for the stage, my friend. Dekumon merely recognized that the intimate connection Lady Lviva and I forged in Kugane made me the perfect candidate for discussing what might be weighing, so heavily on her soul.
Ha! And how do you propose to do that?
Oh, do it. I've already done it. Lady Lviva's in love. With me, of course.
Oh, but of course she is.
Wait, what? Her arch-enemy defeated, her father's memory honored, and her city saved. Lady Lviva has conquered the countless peaks that rose before her with an air of aplomb that would belie her mere 16 summers. And now, bereft of purpose, she has turned her eyes to companionship to fill the void that lies agape in her heart. And I believe that I can help. Dekumon, might you know the lonely lady's current whereabouts?
Not sure. Still at the vigil, maybe.
Oh, those massive stone effigies to raw masculinity. Oh, it is worse than I thought. We must make haste.
Oh my god. This is going to end poorly. There's Kyokoko. And there's Lviva. Oh, this should be good for a laugh. That music tells you that this is going to be goofy.
Look, there she is.
Indeed, there she is. And? Then why are we here? Exactly. Why are we here and not there?
I was afraid you might ask that. What do you think we should do?
Don't look at me, man. This is your show.
I'm but a humble student of the geomantic arts. I have little understanding when it comes to matters of the heart. And what, pray tell, are you two doing here,
Oh, hey.
Greetings and salutations, my dear Slaviva. Aren't you looking most resplendent this fine evening? Resplendent? Spent a few bells in the books, have we, Time will tell if this new vocabulary suits you, but time is not a luxury I am afforded with at this moment. The city's din is positively deafening. It stifles my thoughts and upsets my humors. What I require is clarity, something unattainable within these stone walls. The quiet of Camp Dragonhead, however, may provide me with a moment's respite.
Okay. Guess that means we're gonna be chasing her to Dragonhead.
Oh, and you may cease with this ridiculous talk of matters of the heart. Love is the furthest of my worries. I, for one, am already promised to another.
Oh. Well, that solves that problem, I suppose.
Oh. Betty. Promised?
Yep, I knew it. I knew he had a thing for her.
How is that even...
Oh, goodness.
Ah, Kyokoko. There's no need to kneel in my presence. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, Laviva's actually already betrothed.
I see. It comes as little surprise that one of her social standing would be betrothed at such a young age. Such is the custom amongst older houses, even in a city as progressive as Garlean, and she hails from one of the oldest. I suppose it's just that I really liked her. Kyokoko, whether the Vimin figure from our conversation earlier, And all this upon learning Lady Laviva is to be married. A more astute observant might presume a certain emotional attachment to our young protege. Oh, but that would be ludicrous. I, for one, know the good Kyokoko's feelings toward Laviva are not but those of admiration for her skill at the astromantic arts. So, let us return to the task at hand. We still do not know what is weighing down on the lady's fragile heart. And what better way to find out than to ask? A novel idea, don't you think? Asking someone is what troubling them rather than assuming, without having actually spoken with them, or even seen them for some time, that they're simply longing for amorous relations.
See? Just talk to her.
Ah, wonderful. Kyokoko and I shall return to the Athenaeum where I will make certain he refrains from idle meddlement in any other lives.
I guess that leaves me to head to Camp Dragonhead. Alright, off you two go, and off I go. Alright, what's on your mind, girl?
As persistent as always. Fine. You've seen through my ruse. I am not, in fact, promised to another. I simply implied as much to silence Kyokoko. Alright, there was a time I was promised to another. We have my grandfather to thank for that. However, since I am now officially deceased, my assumption is that the arrangement will have been annulled. Not that I shall ever bother to actually confirm this assumption.
Okay, so what's the problem then?
What is troubling me? It was not my intention to involve you or Shanaquad, or even Kyokoko in such matters. However, the discord my silence has sown perhaps warrants an explanation. Despite repeated efforts following our recent achievements in Kugane, I have been unable to conceive peaceful means of blending the teachings of Shardian astrology and those of Far Eastern geomancy.
Oh, is that all?
As Kyokiko explained, unlike astrologians who look to the stars above to read their fates, geomancers look to the star below and listen to its songs, and draw their answers from its whispers. Yet try as I might, I remain impotent in tapping the land's pulsants. I spent my life attuning to the slight variations in the ether of distant stars. So much so that when I look to Heidelin in her ether, I am overwhelmed by its potency. Its glow, you could say. Think of it as trying to open one of the heaven's gates in a world of everlasting daylight.
Oh. A world of everlasting daylight. About that! Because this is a Shadowbringer's quest, technically.
What? You have visited such a place? Then my readings were accurate. Exactly where have your adventures taken you, Dekumon?
Oh, ma'am. Do I have a story for you?
And that's the tale.
Okay.
And you had no trouble channeling the ether from that world's heavens despite the fact that you never once physically laid eyes upon them? Intriguing. But I am a woman of reason and shall require more than the word of another, no matter how close, to convince me of this phenomenon. A first-hand demonstration, however, might suffice. A single aspected benefit, perhaps.
Okay. Cast Aspected Benefit on Lady Laviva. There you go. Boop.
Your faculty for ethereally conversing with celestial bodies both far and near is peerless. A most eloquent display, and one I should endeavor to learn from. I have committed the most grievous of sins by allowing things such as light, distance, and dimension, things that hold no dominion over the realm ethereal, to prevent me from unbinding my full potential. You, however, helped me to realize the error of my ways. I believe now I might continue my studies. Just not here. I am unsure why this would be a suitable location to ponder my predicament in the first place. Perhaps it was the memories of our first lesson here. Anyway, let us hurry back to the Aethanum lest we catch cold.
Oh, and that's the turn-in. Interesting. Alright. Let's see how this goes.
Foremost, I believe I owe you both an apology. Or at least I owe you one, Shadaquad. As for you, Kyokoko. How did you arrive at that ridiculous notion that I was somehow languishing in the throes of love? When Dekumon and Shadaquad mentioned that you were not yourself after returning from Kugane, I simply assumed that... What? That I was pining for you? Do you dare suggest that we had any hand in this, Kyokoko? You were not a quarter bell in the pillars before you were telling anyone who would listen about the cavernous maw that yawned in the heart of poor, lonely Master Rufin, and how you were to fill it. Lonely? Pff, I'm far from lonely. In fact, I've already promised my heart to another.
Oh?
Of course. Already promised to a... Wait, what? You heard me, and I've never spoken a truer word.
She's full of shit again.
Whoever could it be? It is certainly not Dekumon, or heavens forfend Kyokoko.
Oh. To Heidelin in the heavens, huh? Yep.
Why, astrology, of course.
Come on, guys, you should have known better.
What? Who did you expect? Quimperin? I mean, he was fun for a little while, but still.
There. Are we all happy now?
I suppose you're wondering what brought me to Ishgard in the first place. It most certainly wasn't to ruffle Master Rufin's feathers, though it seems I have succeeded in that nonetheless. Our triumph over Kinko having restored the people of Kugone's faith in geomancy, it was not long before a gaggle of eager mages were clamoring at my door, seeking guidance in the art of wind and water. To accommodate, I transformed my grandfather's study into a place where I might train those who are willing to invest the time and effort necessary to become masters. Which reminds me, my students are likely wondering where their sensei is. Farewell, Dekumon.
Well, that was a short visit. He really did come back for Laviva.
So we came all this way just to tell us of his new school of geomancy? Did we not give him a link pearl? Oh, at any rate, allow me to thank you once again for the inspiration you provided. Despite being your mentor in matters astrological, I find myself consistently in your debt when it comes to, well, everything else. You are a true friend and confidant, Dekumon.
That's just part of the job description, ma'am. All comes with being the Gopher of Light.
And as always, she has once again failed to acknowledge that it was I who first noticed a change in mood. and that it was my reading that predicted your arrival, and that it was my good judgment that eventually pointed you in her direction. But such is my destiny, I suppose. I am simply happy that Lady Leviva is back to her normal self. If aught were to befall her, Rufin would haunt me till the 8th Umbral era.
Yeah, she probably would.
Thank you again, Dekumon. I would say we make a fine team, but considering you cover the choral share of the footwork, I will refrain from any further analogies of a sporting nature.
That's a nice little send-off. Cute. My friends, that is all the time I have for today. The Astrologians in the history books, and I think it's time to start something new and interesting. I think I figured out what we're going to be playing next, and it might be a bit of a shock. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean job listings, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.